Sharp increase in whale deaths in Alaska. American scientists have reported a sharp increase in the number of dead whales found in the Gulf of Alaska. From May through August, 30 whales washed up along the coast of Alaska. Scientists say there may be a connection between the animals' deaths and warming waters. They say the Arctic is getting warmer faster than any place on the planet. Deborah Falkier is a marine mammal scientist at NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. She wants to learn why so many whales have died this year. The average for the whole year generally is 8, so it is definitely a sharp increase, and for us, that was a reason of concern. She says scientists have formed some ideas about what caused the deaths. We might be able to figure out if it's a virus or if it's a ship strike, or if it's a harmful algae bloom. Algae are simply plants or plant-like organisms. Most algae are safe, but scientists say the less common toxic alga can cause brain damage or even death. In June, the largest alga bloom in more than 10 years was seen along the Pacific coast, from California to Alaska. Scientists say it grew big because of warm water and sunny, calm weather. The alga bloom forced officials to close fishing areas in several states. Note, did you notice sometimes it's called algae and sometimes it's alga? This is a strange rule in English that says if it's a Latin word, then we keep the Latin grammar. An A ending is singular and an AE is plural. Another example of this is medium and media, but a lot of people think this is silly and just use the plural. Deborah Falkier says scientists will look for evidence of the harmful algae in the whales. So some of the whales actually filter the phytoplankton and the zooplankton, which are the little insects that eat the grass in the sea. So they get the toxins through that method. The other one is that they eat the fish that eat those. So it just depends where on the food chain they eat, and as soon as you go higher up the food chain, the more toxin gets concentrated. The waters around Alaska began warming in 2014. The water temperature continues rising. It is now 3 degrees Celsius warmer than normal. Scientists blame the weather event known as El Niño and wind patterns for the warming. The scientists say the warming is not linked to climate change. At the beginning of the melt season, Arctic sea ice was at its lowest level ever recorded. Mrs. Falkier says that this is a problem for marine mammals. Polar bears and walruses, for example, live and breed on the ice and use it as a place from which to hunt. For Arctic species that normally like cold water, it is going to change the phytoplankton, so it's going to change the base of the food chain. It is going to change the fish. They may go farther north because they don't like warm water, and so then the predators that are mobile are going to have to follow those fish, or if they can't follow them, then they can starve. Mrs. Falkier says NOAA hopes to learn reason behind the sharp increase in whales' deaths. She said knowing the cause is the first step to understanding how to solve the problem.